Hi folks, my name is Bill and I'll be your host for this video. I'm gonna have quite a job to do, and I want to show you what I'm going to do when I said it's worst ahead of time, and then later on I'm going to come back and actually do the work. I'll show you what I've got here. Behind me you'll see the logging road that I've got to shape up with the box scraper on my tractor. Just to get you oriented, I'll show you where we are. Around here is my truck, and then beyond that the paved road. Out this way is the logging road that I use to go to property that we bought. So what we're going to do is walk this road, and I'm going to show you what's got to be done. You see this wet area. It's very, very wet, and it stays wet. We had a rain night before last, and you can see that it's still quite wet. I'm going to have to wait perhaps days for it to get to a dry state where I can actually get in here with the tractor and the box scraper to do anything with it. My truck is all muddy because you don't see much of the mud, but right here in this spot I actually had a flat tire on the tractor last week and had to come out here. It started getting a little bit low, and I said, that tire looks a little low. It's one of the front tires on the tractor, and so I kept having to ride on it. Finally it just went completely flat, and I kept riding on it, and when I got to this point down here, I had to make a U-turn, and the tire came completely off the rim, and that was quite a mess. So it was really grotesque looking, and I had to go get help, come back the next day with my cousin who had the right tools for doing this, and get the wheel off, took it to Bolt and James for repair. They did a great job with it, and it's back on the tractor now. But since then I've ordered a Smitty-built compressor that I can use to pump up the tires on this tractor. I got a Smitty-built 2781 model, which I think can handle those big tractor tires. So that'll be a job for another time in another video. But here we go. What I've got to do here, and I've been looking at YouTube videos, I have got to create ditches along this road. It hasn't had ditches, it's just been a logging road, just dirt paths, and it's got to have some way to drain this water off. So I've learned from looking at YouTube how to do the ditches with the box scraper, just angling it up and then letting it drag along on the sides to do that. I've got to also create a crown on the road. I'm not planning to put gravel down. This land belongs to a cousin of mine, and they're in the process of selling it, and I don't know what the new buyer is going to want to do. I hesitate to put much money into gravel until I know better what things are going to be done here, and then we'll see. Now this is one of the bad spots. You can see this. I've got to walk through this with my big boots. You see them here. I brought them because I knew it was going to be wet, and hopefully I won't fall down in this muck. We will see, but I've got to go through here. My tractor will do this. It will go anywhere. I really am impressed with the capability of my little John Deere 990 tractor. It seems to want to go anywhere, and I've always been impressed with the John Deere, with any tractor, but mine's a 990 and it's diesel, 40 horsepower. It seems to be very, very capable. You see this wet area here. It's really wet because a culvert under this road has gotten blocked, and I brought a rake today to try to clear it up. But you see this eroded area? This is eroded because up here the culvert has gotten clogged completely with little branches, and you see the culvert here. It's just completely clogged with branches like a beaver dam. I've got to clean that out so it'll drain some better, and then maybe it won't erode my road quite so bad. You see how badly it's done, and I've got to try to fill in that. I'm not, as I said, not putting gravel on this road because it belongs to someone else, and they're going to be selling it. I don't know what the new neighbors are going to want to do with it, so I'm just trying to hold back on putting a lot of money into this thing. I took this tree down not too long ago, and if you see the stump of it, you might be able to see my saw chain still in it. I got this chainsaw stuck in it, the blade. I had to take the blade off the saw, come back and got the blade later. I had to leave the chain in there. So there's the chain in that stump. Anybody wants a chain, you're welcome to come get it. And I advise you get it before it gets too rusty. Okay, we're going to go up the road here and see what else we can see about this awful muddy road. It's going to need a lot of work. I'm not sure I'm capable of it. I'm new to the box scraper. I'm not a country boy. I grew up on the outskirts of the city. I'm not a city boy either, but I've only used the box scraper for spreading gravel in the past. Haven't used it for this kind of work, and it may be a little over my head. We will see. You see me wearing my blaze orange hat and vest. There are hunters out here. Now it's not the deer season. It's not, well, it's turkey season, but they're not out here now. But I always wear the blaze orange anyway because I just don't want to give any hunters any excuse to shoot me. The land next to mine is owned by a big Republican donor who, a wealthy man in South Carolina. When I was in the process of buying this land, a neighbor said that Dick Cheney had been here hunting. So anyway, I think blaze orange is a good idea. Now here's another bad wet area. You see where my tractor's gone through it and made tracks and ruts, and it's in terrible shape. I don't know, it may be beyond me to get this thing fixed. You see water out there in the woods, and it's not so much on the other side. I want to try to wade through this without falling down. It's a bit slippery underfoot. Okay, here we go. And things get deeper. That's why I wore the boots, so right? So, last time I was out here, I saw tadpoles in these ruts. And it's a little too muddy today to see tadpoles, I think. It was clearer in that day. This is getting my feet stuck in the mud. See if I can get them going here. I'd rather not fall down. But these, look at this, see how deep these ruts are. And you're going to see better when we get the, when it dries out and I actually get out here with the tractor to try to fix this thing. But let's see if I can up it. Well, I did what I didn't want to do. I fell down in the water. But we're going to keep going again. It's always an adventure, right? Always an adventure. The boots have got water in them now, and the boots got stuck in the mud. So I'm trying to get myself up and going again. Get the boots out of the mud. Didn't hurt anything, at least. You see me wearing this helmet. I bring this helmet out here because when I'm working around the tractor, if I fall and hit my head on the bush hog or anything else on the tractor, it could be really, really bad for me. I'm out here by myself, and it's easy to get hurt, and I'm not not near anybody's help. I've got cousins around, I can call on them, but I'd rather be independent if possible. You have to admire our ancestors who came out here and were kind of pioneers. They had to be completely self-sufficient. They managed to do everything. And here we go. Let's try to get this thing going again. Here we go. All right. Now, it's not too much farther before we get to the tractor, but you can see how wet it is. And a friend of mine says he calls this a weep. And a weep is kind of not a spring. A spring has one point at which the water comes out of the ground, but a weep is a general area where water comes up, and this is what he calls a weep. It certainly is wet and stays this way. The problem is it's rare that it's ever dry enough to do anything in here, and I'm going to have to wait, as I said, for maybe weeks, days, weeks, till this thing gets dry enough for me to get in here and actually do anything with it. Right now we're in this coronavirus, COVID-19, so we're all shut into our houses, especially those of us who are older like me. I'm 76 and retired, so we're having to spend a lot of time at home. It's good to get out here in the wide open spaces and do this kind of thing, because it gets me out of the house. It's fresh air, and I figure you cannot get the COVID-19 virus from fresh air and mud, and we certainly have a lot of fresh air and mud. So we're almost to my tractor. I want to show you the box scraper I'm going to be using to try to dress this road. And today my job is to try to take the bush hog off and put the box scraper on so we can fix this road. Ha! We will see. Now that's the tractor on that tarp, but I'm going to put this stuff down and this is this box scraper. I'll show you underneath this tarp. So here you are. It's a United box blade. It's got the 4 positions for the digging bars, and then it's got the external blade right here, and another one over there for scraping, and it's got a 3-point connection to it to go to the tractor, and that's what I'm going to be using. So I hope this hasn't been too boring for you. Turn this video off now, and we'll pick it up when we get this thing mounted and get the ground dry enough to come out here and do stuff.